Hello, everyone. It's Frances Reaves, President of Parents, here at Miami Community News, my favorite newspaper. And today, my guest is Marilyn Myles. She's president of Marilyn Myles Fitness. And Marilyn, you and I have known each other for a long, long time.
Yes, we have.
we're both from Key Biscayne, and Marilyn teaches. Here's what she does. She's very involved with our elders from Key Biscayne, and as you know, that's my sweet spot. Our elders, not just from Key Biscayne, but from everywhere, and she does personal fitness with them. She teaches their classes, and she teaches group exercise and choreograph and teaches dance routines to the Key Biscayne elders, and then they put on productions all around the community. Did I say that right, Marilyn?
You said it exactly right.
Well, Marilyn, first, because prior, when I was in law school, you taught me aerobics
I did.
back at the
Wow.
Sonesta.
Well, I started a very long time ago.
It isn't that
Very
long.
long time ago when I moved to Key Biscayne in 1973. I started an exercise class at our elementary school.
Oh, at K through 8.
I did, yeah.
Wow.
In the evenings, in the cafeteria, with food all over the floor, when aerobics was just starting out.
Was that Jane
Yes,
Fonda's
that was-
time?
That was Jane Fonda's time, and there was no other things, no health clubs on the Key, no other classes, so I really got in there early.
You
Yeah,
did.
I did.
And how long
Yeah.
were you at the K through 8 cafeteria?
Well, I was there for a few years, and then we had so many customers that we had to move, and Sonesta was going to have to build a health club, so I brought my clients there as well as a private health club that I had in L'Esplanade, which is one of our shopping centers.
Oh, okay. So the Sonesta was the Sonesta Hotel, which is no longer on
Right.
Key Biscayne, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then La Esplanade is where the post office is,
Right.
and where I used to actually go to La Esplanade, and so the gym there was that one at the very end.
But that was after my time.
Oh, that was after
I was
your
there
time.
in 79, 80, 81.
Oh,
then,
okay.
And
And okay, so after you gave up Esplanade, then what
and
happened?
so I continued with Sonesta
Uh-huh.
and, until they wanted to have their own health spa because spas were so popular.
They finally
and
got the message.
They got the message how much money you could make in the spa business. So then I got hired by the Ocean Club developer who was
Ah.
building that huge development on the Key, and
Uh-huh.
I ran the spa there. for
Including exercise classes?
classes, administration,
Oh, so you
Yeah.
did the whole thing.
the whole thing. Yeah.
Wow. For
Yeah.
how long?
And I did that until the community center was built. So in '04, when that opened, I moved into the Key Biscayne Community Center with all my clients from everywhere. And I started the classes there as well as personal training.
As well as personal training.
Yeah.
Okay, so now how did you become the person that the elders go to? Now, as you all know, I use the word elders instead of seniors because I think elders depicts who those over 65 are, me included, which means we have a lot of wisdom, we have a lot of experience, and we're not graduating from high school or college as other seniors might be doing. So how did you get
Well,
into the elder business?
As a business person, which I am,
Mm-hmm.
I had to think of a way to keep going in this field as it got really popular over those years,
Mm-hmm.
and how I could stay relevant in the field and in my community. So I was teaching water aerobics to seniors. That's
Okay.
all we had at the time. There were no other senior classes going on.
Oh, wow.
And I was approached by Ed Stone, the Ask Club, Active Seniors on the Key president,
Mm-hmm.
to start some programs for seniors. And that's
Oh.
how this whole senior thing started. And
Oh,
it fit right
okay.
into my plan of how am I going to stay relevant and teach and train and keep people healthy for the next 30 years.
Right.
So,
Well, it is
yeah.
at least 30 years when you turn 60. You sort of have to look at it that way
Right.
today.
So now I'm the go-to person for seniors, although we've expanded and we have a few other teachers now.
Oh, you do?
We have
How many others?
There's a woman that's upstairs in the community center, Laura, teaching classes in the chair, yoga in the chair.
Okay.
But my forte, although I'm qualified to do all kinds of training and chair or water or gym, I like to focus on the moving part. We're a little bit more active than the chair classes, and we do weights in our class, and we do dance routines, choreographed. So you have to be a little bit more on the ball than in the other classes that we offer.
Well, so talk to me a little bit about your class. You have weights. Now, I'm assuming that's good for balance. Just holding weights, it seems, would be good for balance.
We focus on strength, and we focus on flexibility, and of course balance, and then cardiovascular. So it's a 4-part class. It's a special class that it seems like a normal aerobics class, but it does have components, and it's a special certification that you have to have for this particular kind of class.
Okay. And so do you start with the
Cardio.
the cardio?
Start with the cardio. So for years we started with cardio and did our regular basic aerobic class thing, but not with me anymore. Now you are traveling the world with this music and props and costumes, and the whole class participates in these wonderful experiences.
Oh, wow. So tell me what Brazilian, tell me what
Let's
Brazil
just, for
looks
instance,
like.
every semester we have a different theme. So
Okay.
one semester, a 4-month period, we're on Broadway, and we do hits from Broadway shows.
Oh,
And then
wow.
we all learn the dances, whether they want to be in the performances or not. They learn the dances, and everybody's got their outfit, and everyone's shopping for the pieces for their personality, for their character, who they're going to be. And it involves a lot more than aerobics for seniors.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at garage sales, and we're buying props. And next month we're going to be the Rockettes.
From the hall, what?
Radio City Music
Radio
Hall, yeah.
City Music Hall.
We were in India. We had to learn all these routines, Bollywood style, and we put on shows for that. We were the Lion King. So usually I go to Broadway and I get my ideas. That's a fact. And whatever show I'm seeing that Christmas, that's what we do. That's a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I use my travels to get ideas.
How about Aida?
And
That was one of my favorites.
I have not done that, no.
But just a suggestion. It
Thank
has
you.
some good songs.
The next show I'm going to see is Michael Jackson on Broadway. So
Oh.
I think that'll be
Well,
one of our themes.
Yeah.
Also.
I will say he moved pretty quickly.
Yeah. But we modify it. We always modify it so everybody can participate.
Okay.
Yeah. And this year, the Ask Club got a grant,
Wow.
a special new grant, and we had to come up with ideas for the seniors besides exercise classes. So we're trying to start a band, or the Chowder Chompers, which were
Yeah, they were
on the key.
Yeah, they
or
were on the key.
for people that don't want to dance in the shows, that they could participate in another way. So I've started now with the last show, and it was a Halloween show with percussion instruments. So some of the students in the class, they participate that way.
By playing drums or a
Bells, xylophone,
xylophones.
castanets, and whatever I could come up with that I could find that they
Do you find those at garage
You
sales?
find everything at garage sales.
Wow.
Or Amazon. Yeah.
I'm sure Jeff Bezos loves that plug.
So it's really fun to go to work because people are so excited, and they're not like, oh God, I have to exercise today.
Yeah.
They can't wait to get there and practice. Yeah.
Well, now, how do you guys decide on the costumes? Do you go? Do you as a team sort of go, or do you just go?
I drum it up. And there's a few people in the class that have stepped up. People that are very creative. They can sew. They can paint. And now they help with the costume. So I've sort of delegated a little bit of that to some of the other women in the class that are very talented.
And do you have men?
We have one man in our class who's 97. We just celebrated his birthday.
Wow.
His kids came down from Chicago. And
Oh, gosh.
he is the best dancer in the class.
Is that Don?
That's Wario.
Oh, Wario.
He's a retired pediatrician.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I was at a party on the Key the other night. It's this group called the Restaurant Group, and they had a man named Don who was really good at swing, and I used to love to swing. I mean, I have a brother who's about 6'4", and all three of the three siblings have excellent rhythm. And so Matt, it was always so much fun to swing with him. I mean, he could take you underneath his legs and bring you back up. And
Wow.
because I'm 5'10", it's extremely difficult to find anyone who can, handle me that well. And Don, who wasn't 5'10", I'm here to say he's probably 5'5", 5'6", but he had it all.
Wow.
I mean, he could push, he could take me out in the swing where you bring him back in and take him out again. I was like pretty impressed and had a great time.
Well, we need some more men because
Well, we
there's
should
a
get
lot
Don
of
there.
fun dancing we can do if we had a few men.
Uh-huh. So
Instead of dancing with a partner who's your neighbor, a woman, another widow. Oh, God, let me say that.
are you a widow?
I'm a widow.
How long
Yeah.
have you been a widow?
21 years.
21
Yes,
years.
yes,
Wow.
yes.
How old are your kids?
My kids are 40 and 34.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm up there. I'm pretty up there.
Well, you certainly don't look it. It must be all the dancing.
Well, let's
and-
talk about exercise as a way of life.
Okay, let's
talk
do
about
that.
That
Okay.
is a remarkable thing. And you can say, oh, Marilyn, you were skinny your whole life. You were born like this. Well, I was born like that.
Mhm. I wasn't.
But
Everybody
wow.
else in my family is much heavier than I
Wow.
am. My brother and my sister.
Mhm.
My sister just lost 50 pounds.
Wow.
She looks so good now.
Yeah.
But for me, as you know, it's 6 miles every morning.
Yeah. So,
So-
you can be thin and unhealthy.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
you have to move. You have to. I tell the elders that
Uh-huh.
this is the best thing they can do for many of their normal ailments,
Right.
arthritis, especially. Just keep moving. Strengthen your bones by using weights. Strengthen your muscles. Balance so hopefully you don't fall, and if you do, you'll catch yourself.
Well, that's the flexibility. That's why it's so important to stay flexible so that you don't pull
Yeah.
a muscle when you fall.
And you have to be very agile.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think the whole way of life, all the breathing, all the oxygen, and all the happy endorphins that you create when you're doing this kind of class,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah. No.
So you go in there and you're like, oh, God, I have a headache. I don't feel like it. And at the end of the class, everyone is just so happy.
They are.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to have to take
Yeah.
this class.
You have to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, well, as you know, I work out outside, but it's a tougher class. I mean, we definitely have weights, but they're anywhere from 5 to 8 to 10. And
Well, for an elder yourself, I mean, you work hard. You really do.
well, I mean, but
My-
for me, it's such a way to get rid of all that anxiety. I mean, the
Absolutely.
pressure that builds, because when you're a lawyer, you're doing these. But everybody has their own anxiety. It's not just because I'm a lawyer. I live with a husband with dementia, so sometimes that gets to you a little bit. I mean, I don't say that because it's really not nearly as difficult as everyone seems to think it's going to be, I have to say. But I think part of that is because I know every morning I'm going to walk, sometimes by myself and sometimes with a friend, and I watch the sunrise. I mean, how cool is that,
So
right?
you get rid of that stress hormone that causes so much havoc.
Right.
And, wreaks havoc in your
Yeah.
body. And you
Yeah.
get rid of that through exercise. So
It's true.
I think I was always like this because I was a gym teacher. I've always been in sports. And I never stopped. I just never stopped.
Well, and you created your own business.
Right.
I mean,
Because
as
what-
I said, I remember I went to you for aerobics all through law school.
Yeah. So when I moved here, I was a phys ed teacher. And the salary was so bad that I'm like, oh no, I cannot just do this. So that's why I started those evening classes at the community school. And then it turned into, let me open my own gym. There's no gyms, and people are, I don't know what they're doing, but they're not doing classes.
Uh-huh.
So that's how that started.
And when did all the certification? Now, I notice, and
Oh.
I really think it's a way to make money, truthfully. All these certifications, because I've noticed we have it in the law field as well. You're a
Yes,
board
absolutely,
certified.
absolutely.
And I know, like, for personal training, you have a certification.
Right. So you come out of college with a bachelor's degree in physiology, but they like, we can't use you because you're not certified. So you have to go through all that. One for water aerobics, one for weight training, one for a
Wow.
cardio class, and you go through all that all the years, every 2 years, and they charge hundreds of dollars. I mean, to get your real estate license renewed every 2 years, it's $19.99. I mean,
Oh, no.
and this is crazy.
No, it's
How much?
$700.
And now there's so many different entities offering
Uh-huh.
that the prices have gone crazy.
Yeah, it is a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
And as I said, I think it's a way to make money.
Right. And the better gyms around town, they want the best certification.
Uh-huh.
And
Who's the best? Who is perceived?
well, like the American College of Sports Medicine
Okay.
is one, and then there's the ACE and IDEA and AFAA, and there's all these initials all the way down to where some places you pay nothing practically. You get online with an open book and you take the course and you're
Oh,
certified.
that's like the real estate course.
So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of gyms don't recognize those kind. You have to
Okay.
go and actually participate.
Well, and how do you feel about it? How do you feel about the certification? Do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing?
Well, with all the modalities now, I think it's a really good thing, because before I used to be upset about it. Who's more qualified than I am? Someone that had a weekend certification, or me that was a biology phys ed major?
Uh-huh.
But now I get it, because there's so many young people that want to get in the field. It's a good field. It's a great field. And you can work on your own and have your own business. So I think with all the new technologies, it's good to have it. It's good to every 2 years have the new knowledge.
Mm-hmm. And I ran into a trainer. I live in a condominium, and we have a gym in the condominium. And so I ran into a trainer there, and he had a little iPad with a person on it, with all this technology. And I mean, I know I'm in pretty good shape, just because of what I do. And I also know I'm flexible because I keep myself that way. I can't do the splits anymore, but I'm 6 inches from the ground now.
Wow.
So
Wow, Francis.
but I mean, that's important. I don't want to. It's when you fall, and I know that falling happens. In fact, I am clumsy. I fall all the time. It's almost sad, down the stairs, up the stairs. So at any rate, so that's why I say flexible, and it's easy to do because I was a ex-ballerina, so I know the exercises to keep me flexible. But nevertheless, now I forgot where I was going.
You
with
were
this.
saying that the technology is you have a trainer right on your iPad in the gym. And I think most of that started with COVID, and we had to all go on Zoom, which I did too, and train everyone and teach classes on Zoom. And now you see in the gym people with their laptops or their phones having their trainer right there for them.
No, I'm talking about the trainer actually having his laptop.
Oh, both.
And with you there and showing you all these things. And I'm like, I don't, all I want to do is work out. I don't want to know that much about my body.
Well, yeah, but it's a good selling point. It's a great selling point.
Do you use?
I don't know. If I'm with someone personally, then they have to listen to what I tell them, and I'm not showing them on a laptop. I'll show them myself.
Okay.
And I like that one-on-one.
Yeah, I would too.
And people really need the one-on-one.
I agree with that. Now, when I do one-on-ones, I That's what I want. I just want to, if someone comes by me and says hello, I say hi, but other
Right.
than that, the person's paying for my time.
Right. So if
Yeah.
they happen to have a laptop, I think it's fine also, but I don't do it.
Yeah.
And I like to create relationships, and people want to come and see me, and we become friendly, and they benefit health wise, and it turns into a whole great relationship.
Well,
That's the thing about personal training. You're not just hiring someone to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
No. You're a
Yeah.
psychologist.
And you're such a psychologist. Oh my God, yeah. The
Like a
things I
hairdresser.
know, oh boy, I can't
I
tell
know.
you. Can't tell you what I know.
And is it fun? Is that something that you enjoy about the job?
Yeah, I love it. I
Now,
love it.
is it
Mhm.
different with the elders than with your non-elder clientele?
As far as relationships go, no, I think it's just as wonderful. It's more wonderful because a lot of the elders are a little bit lonely. Not everyone, but and they really welcome you into their lives,
Oh.
and they want you to be their friend. And we go to lunch, or I've been on a few trips lately with some of my clients.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Where have you
We're
gone?
starting to travel together.
Do they go to New
Right.
York with you?
No, I haven't done that yet, but I have done. I just went on a trip to Canada with 2 of the students in my class, and then another couple joined us, and it was interesting because they were older elders.
Uh-huh.
One had a cane, one had a brace on her leg, and so we just try to all stick together. And the few of us that could walk really fast, we just didn't.
Yeah.
We chose other times, and we created this little group
Mm-hmm.
from Key Biscayne to the Rocky Mountaineer train in Canada.
Wow.
And it was great until now this is what I learned, which I should be a spokesperson for, but the bus driver is supposed to help us out of the bus, I think,
Uh-huh.
because the steps are so narrow and they're very steep.
Mhm.
And one of our people with a cane fell down the bus steps. So his head was on the sidewalk and his legs were at the top of the steps.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
And the bus driver was, I don't know where. Yeah. And the wife, was trying to help, but she was elder also.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to write a little letter to the company
Yeah.
who drove us around just to give them a little heads up.
Yeah.
Someone needs to be more attentive because 90% of the bus was elders.
Right. Well, those are the people who do those kind
Yeah.
of
So-
trips, and they have to know that.
Right.
It's like
And-
American Cruise Lines.
Stuff's going to happen. Another client in the class fell on one of her trips, and she's super fit, but you never know. You never know. So
Well, I'm super fit.
yeah.
I mean, my knees are scarred from falling when I'm running. I've broken a rib when I ran.
So falling is like the biggest thing that we talk about in our classes, and it's going to happen whether you're super fit or not. It
Right.
could happen.
Exactly.
So you got to
Yeah.
do the best you can to be strong. For
And
when
what
that
is your
happens. Yeah.
perception of how the rest of the Key Biscayne Community Center and the gym they have there, what is your perception of how people view the elders there? Because there are a lot of elders there. What is,
Well,
I mean,
honestly, I think they don't like us because we sit on the machine in between sets too long because we don't want to get up and then sit down again. And a lot of people have walkers or
Oh.
canes, and even when I'm with a client, I have to say, "Excuse me, we need to sit in between sets." I think it's a little bit of an annoyance, but on the other hand, it seems that the elders come like around 11 o'clock.
oh, okay.
And all the testosterone is out of there by 11 o'clock. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
And
so that's good.
And all the soccer moms are gone by then. So my one advice to the elders, if you want to work out in the gym, come around 11 or 12 or
Right.
1.
Yeah, because that's when
Yeah,
it's
empty.
It's empty.
And you can take all the time you want, and then there's someone that works in the gym that could help you with the seat or set the weights for you if you need assistance.
Uh-huh. That's good
So,
advice.
Yeah, but really, I don't think that we're that well liked. So there's always talk about having our own pool, having our own gym, But guess what? Seniors want to see young people. I
Well,
mean,
that's-
elders.
I agree.
So I don't think that will ever happen, and we don't want to live in a facility or be in a facility that's all older people.
Well, I always feel as though we need an elementary school next to a skilled nursing facility.
That's great.
You know, that way everybody gets to know each other.
Yeah.
Well, Marilyn, I'm in shock, but we're at the end of our time.
And you wanted to talk more? Oh, sorry, I took up all the time. Yeah, I
No,
did.
I'm thrilled. I'm really thrilled that you came and you did
Thank
this.
you.
And I also think maybe we should put our heads together and figure out how we can make elders and non-elders do a little bit more workout together in the gym. That would be something new and different. And I want to thank my producer, Alex. Alex, thank you. And Grant and Michael Miller for always giving me this opportunity at Miami Community News. See you next time.
Thank you, Francis. I had fun. Thank you.
Oh, now we're going on.